Hello, world. Welcome to the OG Top Podcast. This is your host, Tyrone Dawson. And today's episode, we are going to talk about the downs of trucking, the ups in trucking. Today is a wonderful day. I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. It's 2024. I hope you accomplish all your goals. I hope you accomplish all your situations with your family, your loved ones, your debt. And this is the year to do it. We have a beginning start for 2024. You know, I'm a truck driver, and my main concern is getting the job done. So today is Saturday, and I woke up with the mind state of getting the job done. But life had other plans for me. So on that behalf, I want to discuss. As a trucker, you want to be careful when there's snow outside. Me, I feel like I get the job done anytime, but this is God's world, and God told me to sit your butt down. If you do not want to listen, you're going to have to pay out the pockets. So today as I woke up, I greeted my trucker friends. Hey, how you doing? Is everything okay? As I look up in the sky, I see snow was coming down. It had to snow earlier that day. I was in Pennsylvania, Jonestown, Pennsylvania to be correct. So the snow was coming down heavily. So I went into the truck stop, got me something to eat, took a shower, came out with the mind state of getting a job done. But God had other plans for me. He said, Tyrone, today is not today for that. I'm going to sit everyone down in Pennsylvania because I heard it was not raining. I mean, it was not snowing, but it was also raining in other states. So I'm in Pennsylvania trying to get the job done. But I come into a situation where I'm 20 miles from my location of a pickup. So I had to pick up some Walmart items, and I was 20 miles from the location. So as I'm going, I'm seeing other truckers with their hazard lights on. So as I approached the other truckers, didn't realize that it was a steep hill going upwards. This hill was about a half a mile long, but it was snow on the ground. So these truckers were sliding backwards. They were gunning their tires to try to race up that hill. But me, I'm moving slowly in a pace. So everything was smooth for me. So I'm going past these truckers with their hazard lights on. So by the time I get to the yield stop sign, I had to stop because the side traffic was coming to my left. So I had to stop. As soon as I stopped, that was the mistake that I made. Guys, let me tell you, I already knew once I stopped, it was over. Because I was going to run that stop sign, but the traffic was so much on my left coming fast that I would have hit a car on the side of me. So I stopped. Soon as I stopped and pressed down on the acceleration, guess what happened? Guess what happened, folks? My tires got to spinning. Zzz, zzz, zzz. What that mean? It was spinning on ice, people. My tires are spinning on ice, and I could not move at that stop sign. I'm looking at these other cars, these SUVs, these pickup trucks. They going up this hill in a smooth rotation. But you got to remember, you got a load with like 20 to 30,000 pounds. So once you stop, it's over on ice. So I put it in park, put it back in drive, and I pressed down on acceleration. All I could hear was zzz, zzz. My tires smoking. My tires burning rubber in the snow. My tires smoking through my car. So I had to stop. And I have a sensor on my truck, so when the transmission get hot, it automatically shut the engine down. So I can't do nothing, folks. So I'm with the other truckers who had the hazard lights on, but I'm riding through like I could get the job done. But God set me down. He set me down and he told me, not today, sir. It's not going to happen today. So what happened was, A truck came by probably an hour later, and it had the salt on the back of the truck. So there was a truck with a shovel thing in the front of it, and it was moving the snow on the right side of where I was at that stop sign. So as the truck coming up, it was another truck behind it, and he was dropping salt on the ground. Do you know, as soon as he dropped that salt turned that snow into water. So I found out a plan. I said, look, all I have to do is reverse all the way backwards. Wait till the traffic get clear, reverse all the way backwards, and then drive on that pavement where the salt has melted the snow. So I drove. Well, I didn't drive. I just let the truck coast all the way behind me to the point where I was on ground surface. So I proceed to put my vehicle in drive, and I hit the gas. And guess what, guys? I took off. Phew. I took off to my location. Remember, I told you I was 20 miles away from my stop. I got to my stop. But as I got to my stop, this big plantation of trucks, they did not bury the snow. They did not pick up the snow. It wasn't no salt on the ground. So I'm like, I can't get through there. So I called the lady and I asked her, can you get one of the yard jockeys to bring this trailer that I need? He said, no problem. He brung me the trailer. I got the trailer. I gave him my trailer that I brung into the company. So I proceeded to take off like I had no problems in the world. But once again, God told me, not today, Tyrone, not today. Today, you're going to sit your butt down. So now I got a load, and I'm driving up another hill with this heavy load. So as I'm going up the hill, once again, my tires are spinning. Zzz, zzz. I'm like, nah. So I reverse back down the hill. But as I'm reversing, the trailer sliding towards a bridge. The bridge had the barricades on the side. So I said, that's enough, Tyrone. When the man tell you to sit down, you got to sit down. So by then, I called a tow truck company. I Googled nearby towing company. They answered the phone within 2 rings. Hello, may I help you? They must knew drivers going to be calling, so they was prepared. So as I'm talking to this tow company, they like, hey, we got a driver that's 2 minutes away from you. We're going to send him your way. So they send this driver. Within 5 minutes, the driver was pulling up on me. It was like, hey, are you Tyrone? I said, yes, sir. He was like, I'm here to recover your truck. So in the process of me skirting my tires trying to go up this hill, police pulled behind me. I didn't see him at first because he didn't have his lights on. So I'm gunning my tires, smoke everywhere. So he hit his light. Whoop, whoop. I see the yellow and blue lights in my tail, window or whatever, in my rearview mirror. So he gets out the car, he hops, on the stair part where my door is, and he's talking to me. He's like, hey, what are you doing driving in this snow? Do you know it's illegal to drive in this type of weather? I can give you your ticket. 2 reasons. I said, what's the problem? He would say, first of all, you need to stop and stay where you are because it's illegal to drive in this snow. And the second thing, your tandems is not slide back. Guys, if you don't know what tandems is on your trailer, you have to know how to weigh your weight of your trailer so you will not flip your truck over, or you'll be able to stop the truck on a dime because it's a certain amount of weight that has to be at all parts of the truck. And I told him, sir, I'm not able to slide my tandems back because it's too slippery. He was like, I can give you a $600 ticket right now for both situations. So by then, the tow truck guy coming. The tow truck guy pulled up. And he was like, sir, I'm here to pull him out. So timing, God is, he does everything in a fashion, because I think the guy wanted to make an argument, the police officer who I'm talking about. He wanted to give me a ticket. Remember, guys, I'm in Pennsylvania, deep mountains, Pennsylvania. They already look at us as a problem. So he picking and picking. This is the police officer. He's picking and picking and picking and picking it. So at the point now, I'm recording him on my phone, and I'm just not saying nothing. So he leaves me alone. He get back in his car, and he drive up to the next trucker that was stuck on the hill. So he stayed there with him about 10 minutes. So as I'm watching this police officer talk to this other trucker that's stuck on the hill like I was, I don't know if he was writing them tickets, but I think the tow truck guy saved me, because as soon as he was about to mouth off at the mouth, the police officer I'm talking about, the tow truck guy pulls up right beside both of us. Say, hey, are you Tyrone? I say, yes. So he pulls me out. He's pulling me up the hill. He's pulling me. And this police officer starts following behind my trailer and truck. So I'm assuming like he gonna pull me over as soon as I get at the top of this hill. As soon as this tow truck guy leaves, he's going to pull me over and try to give me those tickets that he was talking about, that he can write me as $600. So as he dropped my truck or whatever on the top of the hill, I gave him my card. I paid for the situation. He went on. He said, thank you. He gave me a receipt. Police following behind me. As he following behind me, I'm like, he about to pull me over. But luckily, he made a left, went up to mess with some other truckers, and he left me alone. So I just think he just was happy that he had something to do on his job. Just to see truckers stuck in a situation made him pretty happy, I think. So he was just messing with everybody. You know, when you let a kid out to play, they running around until they get tired. That's what it looked like he was doing to me. So he did not proceed to give me a ticket. So as I'm going down the highway, there's no parking spots. There are empty like restaurants where I could pull in, but it was full 5 feet of snow. So if I go in there, I'm not going to be able to get out. So finally I come to this Exxon station. And this Exxon station, at the time I pull up, it was a truck clearing the snow from out of the parking lot. Thank God. So I pull up in there, and there was 2 other truckers in there already. So you could tell they been here all day because they still have deeps of snow under their tire. But me, I wanted to get the job done. But once again, what God say? Not today, Tyrone. Sit your butt down. So it took me $250 of a towing price to sit my butt down. So if you didn't learn something today, I surely did. When God say sit down, sit your butt down, because it's not about you, Tyrone. It's not about you. When God say he's ready for people to chill, you need to chill. But my mind state is always get the job done. But once again, guys, let's talk about some things that's going on in D.C. The Mayor Bowers, she's getting heat once again. She's talking about illegal vending is criminalized right now. So what that means, if you are a vendor and you have merchandise, you can go in D.C. in front of any store you want, and you can sell your merchandise without going to jail, because they say illegal vending is discriminalized right now. The councilor made vending without a license a civil potential consistency with a unlicensed business active. So guys, if you have a vending machine or anything or a truck and you want to go post up right now, you can do that without a license, because it is legal to sell stolen items, they said. It is up to the police whether they want to enforce the criminal law or not. But You can go to DC, set up your shop, your truck, your vending, whatever you got, and you can sell without a license right now in DC. The Mayor Byer said that on a grand meeting on the podium yesterday. So guys, look into that. Guys, also, a traveler advocate group wanted to sue Clyde restaurants over alleged deception menu fees. So their fees, I'm assuming they talk about gratuity. They tried to sue Clyde's restaurant over these fees, but the lawsuit was dropped. And also Clyde has dropped their menu fees also. So guys, if you go to a restaurant and they try to add these fees like gratuity, and if you use like your debit card, they be trying to charge these fees on your debit card also, you can protest that. You don't have to pay for that. But this group tried to sue Clyde's restaurant for those fees. But if you want to fight it, once again, you do not have to pay these fees because people are taking these restaurants to court. But you guys got to remember, every time you use your debit card, restaurants is getting charged a percentage for you using your restaurant. They have to pay a fee every time a customer uses their restaurant. So they add that fee back onto the bill because they're looking at it like, hey, why should I pay for somebody else's debit fee through my business? And this is what a lot of restaurant owners is going through. At the end of the month, they look up, they got to spend $500-$600 in debit credit card fees, which they has nothing to do with. It should be accepted from the customer. So every time you use your debit card, these restaurants are being charged for you using your card, and they get charged in the back end. So I'm pretty sure that's what Clyde restaurant was going through, because at the end of the month, when you add up all your bills and you look and you see that these credit card purchases, they're charging me for this, you're going to be out of business. Your business going to be out of business because if you guys do not know, in the DMV, there has been over 25 restaurants who shut down. And I'm pretty sure it's because of these debit card fees that the banks are charging them at the end of the month. So guys, what's going on? Time is hard right now. People need all the money that they can save for their families. And if you out here charging small business owners a percentage just to use a debit machine, come on, man. We got to do better out here because everybody's trying to survive. They trying to stay afloat above water because right now it's hard. Everything is going out of business. Everybody don't, want to work for a certain price. You know what I'm saying? They do not want to up minimum wages. It's just crazy out here. Guys, they have a ranking of the DC Whole Foods from best to worst. So let's go with the worst Whole Foods that's located in DC right now. If you don't know what Whole Food is, that's the health store that sells a lot of health items in that store. So they're going to give you the best to worst, but we're going to go from worst to best. The worst Whole Food in Washington, D.C. This is the worst customer service Whole Food. I guess cleanness, professionalism, the way they treat their customers. They have a survey on Whole Food, and it goes to Grover Park. Grover Park is the worst Whole Food that people complains about in the District of Columbia. Second Whole Food that people complain about is the second worst is the one on 8th Street. 8th Street is at the second bottom. Then you have Foggy Bottom. Then you have the Florida Avenue. Then you have the P Street location. Then you have the Navy Yard location. Then you have Walter Reed location. And the number one spot for professionalism, customer service, I guess cleanliness, everything, it goes to Tinley Town. Whole Food comes in number one. And they say they have the best overall service at this Whole Food spot. Right now, guys, everybody has been under a magnifier. So if you have a company, you have a business, if you do anything, people rate your situations now, and you can't get away with it. You're going to look up and you're going to be out of business because no one's going to come and support you when these professional critics come through and they say that you have the worst place of service. Because you got to remember, guys, they have what you call secret shoppers. People who work for big corporations and all they do is rate your professionalism at your store. So these professional shoppers or secret shoppers, they report you. And guess where it goes? To the newspaper, on the internet, on all types of websites, and people start sharing these. And this is how your business get into the worst business in the DMV. So guys, if you are witnessing a situation, just let them know you're being secret shopped by someone so they can get their act together. That's why Burger King, that's why all of these places are going out of business, because people do not like the customer service. Guys, witness tell NBC Washington News the child mother was inside a La Biba fragrance store when the vehicle with a baby inside a car seat was taken. Technically, that makes this vehicle a non-theft of a carjack. Tyrone, what is you talking about? You talking out the side of your neck again. No, I'm not. So what happened? There's a missing infant in a car seat with a note. This baby was taken to 1500 block on 28th Street, Southeast D.C. Somebody has dropped the baby in a car seat at the front door of the the employer or whatever, with a note indicating that the infant came from that location I was just talking about. So what happened, Tyrone? So some lady was in a fragrance store. I guess she ran in. She locked the baby in her seat. And guess what? Somebody jumped in the car and stole the car with the baby in the car. So the guy who stole the car returned the baby at the 1500 block of 28th Street, Southeast D.C. And it had a note on it saying that this baby came from this carjacking and the baby is okay. So technically, people are asking, is that a carjacking, or was that technically a car theft? Because, carjacking is different. A carjacking is when somebody in there, you force them out of the car. A car theft is when you go, you break the ignition, no one's in the car, you pull off with the car. Those are two different charges, and they give two different times of imprisonment. So he returned the baby out the blessing of his heart. But they're asking, if he get caught, is this a car theft or a carjack? Because the baby was in the car seat. So whoever this guy is, you got to be careful when you're doing stuff like that, because a carjack can get you 15 to 25 years. A car theft can get you less than 3 years. That's the two different charges. So if that baby was in that seat, was that a carjack? If he didn't know that baby was in that seat and he returned it to the house, is that a car theft? So guys, you think about it and you come up with your answer. BG is all over the internet right now. BG just dropped a song with Finesse 2 times. And guess what? He dissed the GOAT of hip hop. Who are you talking about now, Tyrone? Who's the GOAT of hip hop? Everybody's the GOAT. Lil Wayne. BG responds to people who is like, how you gonna diss Lil Wayne on your new verse? This is what BG said. I talk to a nigga I love and I call him a B nigga at the same time. If he's a B nigga, he's a B nigga. I still love him though. So guys, he's trying to diss the GOAT. You can't diss the GOAT after the GOAT done put up all these successful records. Now you come out, remember, you're just hot for right now. You just got out of jail, you doing your thing, you're hot for right now. In 6 months, we're not even going to hear about you. In 6 months, you may need the guy that you diss to do a record with you. So be careful who you run your mouth to, because Wayne is connected out here and he has a lot of fans. I mean, a lot of fans that will go to war for him. That's like the Beehive. The Beehive. You talk about the Beehive, they get to finding out where you live, where you work. They be you don't want to mess with them type of people with fans like that. And I'm pretty sure Wayne has fans where they going to check BG. So BG, chill out, my nigga. Cameron did a little smooth rap flow on his podcast. Cameron is starting to become the old Cameron to me. He is representing himself as a professional. He's starting to groom himself like back in the days. And Cameron is doing his thing. He got his, show with his best friend Mace. That was an accomplishment. And you could just tell the love and the genuine is there from them not seeing each other for over 20-some years. It seems like they are happy with each other. But Cameron kicked the freestyle. And it's tearing the internet up right now, guys. Cameron said he preferred to use the term Black American over African American. Africans don't even F with us. So guys, do you want to be called Black America if you was born here, or do you want to be called African Americans? Because you got to know there's two differences. We know the difference. So he's trying to say people who was born and raised in this country should be called Black Americans. And Africans should be African Americans if they come over here and they get citizenship. So I don't know. But this is what he prefer. He say we all should call each other. And that word is Black Americans. Guys, do you know a dog ate $4,000 in cold cash after the owner was forced to look through his poop to recover the money? He posted a picture on the website. The money was buried in poop, dog poop. But the guy said, look, this is my rent. This is my car note. I need this money. The dog ate $4,000 worth of his money and he only recovered $3,500. So I'm assuming he chewed up $500 of the money and he swallowed the rest. But he recovered it, but it's all in poop. And he took a picture of the dog, and the dog looking like, why did you do this to me? But guys, just be careful. If you got cold-hearted cash, make sure you put it in a safe box somewhere out the way where your dogs and your kids cannot get to it, because they don't really know what it is. They will rip your money up, color it, drop it in oil, drop it in cooking grease, burn it. They don't know what's going on. So you need to keep your money away from little kids and animals because they don't know. But I think that was a funny thing that I wanted to discuss. Blueface said he's tired of all these rappers rapping up the mouth. And then when he challenged them to a fight, they back out. NLE Chopper said that he wanted to fight Blueface. And when Blueface trying to set it up, he backed out. Y'all got to remember, Blueface can fight. Blueface can fight. And he like 6'5", so he got that reach and he got power. So these guys see Blueface in person. They like, dude, this dude big. But Blueface is challenging Soulja Boy, NLF Chopper. He's charging all of them to a boxing match. And he, in my eyes, I think Blueface will knock all of them out because he's pretty big and he look like he, pretty strong also. But he said he's tired of all these rappers talking about him and his girl. And when he line them up to box, they don't want box, but they talk all of that internet trap. Y'all got to remember, though, people going to come to see Blueface fight. So you may get a nice bag from Blueface. You may get knocked out, but at least you're going to get 20, 30, 40,000. So if you're going to talk all this junk on the internet and they ask you to do a fight, dog, go fight them. If you say who you are, win or lose. The world going to respect you if you win or lose because they see you running off at the mouth, but you can fight. So let's put the guns down, people. No more shooting each other. If you got an op, take it to the ring. Put some money on it or whatever. Kevin Hart and his crew cracks jokes about Cat Williams on ESPN. Cat Williams is the man. He got the internet on fire right now. He's bringing all these old comedians back to life. All these old producers. Cat Williams set a spark on the internet over the week. And now Kevin Hart is trying to crack jokes about Cat Williams' outfit. Cat Williams is the funniest guy alive. If you ever want to go see one of his live performances, which I've never been, but I watch it on YouTube. He's funny on YouTube, so I can imagine how funny he is in person. You don't want to mess with Cat Williams, because do you remember that host Wanda from out of Atlanta? And Cat Williams fried her so much she lost her job. Tyrone, why did she lose her job? She said one thing. You got to remember, in Atlanta, there's a lot of the G word guys down there. I don't want to say because I don't want to get cancer. But she called Cat Williams a little girl, assuming, or I guess trying to say he was one of those guys. But guess what happened, though, guys? This was in 2018. 1 month later, they did a protest about they didn't like the way she spoke to Cat Williams. After Cat Williams fried her out, joned her out, and then a protest came behind her, and all the gay community came together and said she was, I guess, racist about sexuality. So they had to let her go. So, guys, you don't want to mess with Cat Williams because he get people fired. The Wonder Show was hot in Atlanta. He come through, joned her out in a professional way, and she come back with some words that hurt people's feelings. Like, you need to go get your hair done, sissy boy. I think she said something in that nature. But you got to remember, she was on the radio talking this, so the whole Atlanta could hear them joning on each other. But Cat Williams did it in a professional manner where he didn't disrespect her. He didn't call out her name. He just joned on her outfit. And then she came with saying how many felonies he had. And you need to get your hair done. And you is a boy and boy girl. Something in that nature she was saying. I'm not sure. But you got to remember, there's a whole community out there that doesn't play that when you talk about their kinds of people. And they protest her for like a month in front of her radio show. And so the radio show had to fire her. So if you mess with Cat Williams, you better come correct. Because if you say the wrong thing about him, remember, he got fans. He got the alphabet letter fans also, the BGT community. I think that's how you say it. And make sure you come correct, because he's a professional. He know how to do it and know what to say, so he won't get banned. But Kevin Hart right now and Cat Williams been at it for years. It's just like sports, people. Football players go against other football players. So Cat Williams is making comedy interesting again. But Kevin Hart got that money. Kevin Hart got that money. They say he's about to bring back comedy special again. So Kevin Hart got that money. So let's see where this go, guys. Now they got the comedians going, and they got ops now, or whatever they call it. But guys, once again here at the OG Top Podcast, this is a new year. 2024 is your year. 2024 is our year. Do something nice to help someone. Do something that can help someone, because God in return will bless you with what you need. God in return will bless you what you need, because one day you will be in need. We all will be in need. So if you see a person that needs a helping hand, feel free to help them. Feel free to do something nice to someone or for someone other than yourself, because it will pay off. But guys, I ain't going to hold you guys up. Once again, here at the OG Top Podcast, this is your host, Tyrone Dawson. And until next time, it's 2024. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty. Peace. We out, and stay safe out here. Peace.